Machine Repeat uses industry-leading digital marketing to move your inventory. Get more from your marketing dollar with machinerepeat.com.
I track every sale, whole goods wise. I do it personally on my computer. We also do it through our business programs. But I have a really good idea. We built, we're in the process of building a new one, but I kept a rolling 12 summary. Mahindra provides that, a rolling 12. You're all familiar with that, I'm sure. But I built my own, and then I also built a rolling 12 for implements, which is very complicated. It's a nightmare trying to keep up with it. We're trying to do it to combine that through our business program to get reports built up for that. But that's basically, we look at what we sold, what we've got, and what we expect to add a growth to it. We always set a budget. So we try to order based on those, what we've done in the past, what we got in hand, and what our growth is for the next 12 months. Bob and I do it from what we've got and what we've sold, and then we'll come up with a plan of what we think we need, and then we'll all three sit down. We have usually weekly meetings, the three of us, and discuss where we're at, what's happened this week, where we're going, and then we have monthly meetings and that we look over the complete financials and see what's going on. You know, I didn't know what a rolling 12 was when we started. And so you got to understand, this has been a learning curve. I glean as much as I can from Mahindra. I glean as much as I can from Mahindra dealers that I know that I've met. I've been fortunate. I was asked to be on the Dealer Advisory Council last year. And I've got to meet a lot of successful dealers and see how they do things everywhere else. And so the networking, I'm not bashful. I'll call and say, I don't know how to do something, or, you know, we're thinking about this. What have you done in the past? There's no use trying to reinvent the wheel every time. You know, it may go flat on you if you're not careful. So. My sales staff, we meet just about daily. You know, a gentleman in Ardmore will do all the phone most of the time. I'll take a trip over there every so often. But I think every department has meetings all the time. Always trying to train. Always trying to find out what issues they're having. You know, what we can help, what we can do. How can we be more efficient? Make sure our processes are in place that are correct. If we need to change them, tweak them, whatever. I think I mentioned to y'all that we don't have titles. We have processes and we have responsibilities. I found in the past, and Tim has too, that sometimes titles get in the way. This is my territory. Don't get in here. You know, and we try to cross train just about everybody. Obviously not. They won't let me back there and play with the tractors because I know nothing about fixing a tractor, and so that's pretty obvious. But we have processes in place. We have responsibilities. Those processes carry a responsibility. So if everybody does what they're responsible for, then everything works smoothly. We look at more of a team versus departments. Most of the processes are based on service and parts and running of the business, and Tim pretty much does most of those. Accounting wise, Bobby sets those up. Processing if you set up a process on sales, to me it goes back to the sales steps. You know, you fact find, you greet, you fact find, you give a presentation and stuff. I don't have a lot of processes because I think in sales you have to be flexible. You have to how you respond is who you're dealing with. But everything else has a process. How we order parts, how we process a work order, Everything has a work order, so we track everything. Nobody does something just because they think it needs to be done. If they think it needs to be done, they come discuss it, and we do a work order, and that way it's tracked. We know it gets done, and it works real well. It's a little awkward. Most people are willing to take the time to do that. It's easier to set up a parts manager and a service manager, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it's just not how we feel like. We try to treat our people as family, and we care about our family. So, and we want, and you'll find if you go out and talk, that you'll find that people here like being here. It's probably the best place they've ever worked. The atmosphere. There's no. It's just we have very low contention. There's no ill feelings and stuff. And if there is, we work it out. We're not counselors, but sometimes it looks and feels like that. To find the right service person and the right salesperson is it's probably the hardest thing we do. And when we get them, we bring people on like that temporary, usually, and we tell them, you know, we want to see if you're going to fit in with the family, the dealership, and if we're going to fit in with you, and you know, we show them the processes, and you'll glean them out fairly quickly. If they don't like that type of environment, you'll know it, they'll leave. And not on purpose. I mean, we're not trying to run people off, but at the same time, if you put the wrong person in the company, it causes more problems than it's worth. So sometimes we work a little harder to make up for the empty hole that we have. But salespeople are extremely hard. You got to have somebody that can think. I don't want anybody to talk to price. That's the last thing we need to talk about. I want people to find out about who we are. One of the unique things about, and what I really love about this business, is that nobody walks in that front gate out there unless they're semi-interested in a tractor. So, you know, my job is to find out how interested they are, what are they going to do with it, et cetera, et cetera. And if I can find those things out, and I can put them in the right tractor at a reasonable rate, then I've got a satisfied customer. So it's not a price deal. So finding that person that's willing to talk, to take the time to find out, to interview the customer, to learn about the customer, and not just sell them a product, a price, is hard. You got to find somebody that's willing to think outside the box a little bit.